Hi guys. So today is Wednesday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. So today was supposed to be our writing FSA test. And it makes me really sad that we obviously aren't at school, but also that you're not at school and I'm not at school so that we could have showed what amazing work we did in writing this year. Um, so I am getting a little upset about that because we have worked so hard, but we are going to continue learning and we're going to continue to do our best. Before we start, I realized that I have not even showed you guys my dogs yet. So that's what we're going to do first. Make sure you're watching these videos because these are the lessons. And if you're not watching them, you're going to be real confused about what you need to do. All right, so, yep, you can see this one. So this is Suka, and I'm babysitting Suka this week because her mom is stuck in a different state due to the quarantine. All right, and this is Bailey sleeping. Bailey loves to sleep. And we just went and we played. I had to find a field that they could run in because the dog parks are all closed. And here's my baby Cooper. Say hi, Coopy. Look at that baby. Look at this sweet boy. Okay. And finally, there's Colby. I don't know if you can see Colby. Say hi, Colbs. Oh my goodness. They're really tired right now because they have been playing pretty much all day. All right, we're going to actually go ahead and get into the lesson. I've been living in gym clothes because I feel like that's all I do. I teach you guys and I respond back and forth, take the dogs to the dog park, and I work out and I read. I've almost finished my second book, so I hope that you guys are still continuing to read. And if you're not, please find a book to read. I am going to post by the end of the week how you can log on to the public library and actually read books from the public library on your computer. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be on, hopefully by Friday, I'm going to get that up. All right, so we are almost done with this informational text. Tomorrow we're going to finish it. I'm not uploading anything new on Fridays. Fridays are your days to catch up and finish all of your work. So don't forget your reading journal. Don't forget iReady. I also posted a bonus in Common Lit. You have access to that through Clever. All right, so we are on day 4. Okay, so our learning intention today. I will be able to continue to read an informational text in order to determine the meaning of unknown words and to answer text-dependent questions. So today is going to be a little bit easier. On day 1, we identified text features. Day 2, we identified text structure. Today we are going to be looking at unknown words. Tomorrow you're going to summarize what you read. So success criteria for today. I can use syntax surgery. So remember that skill that we have used pretty much all year. Now I know that you don't have the hard copy of this text, but you can still mentally do syntax surgery. And that's kind of the goal as we were, if we would have continued using syntax surgery after spring break, then you hopefully would have been able to start using it with your everyday reading. I can identify at least 3 unknown words and phrases. I can write down what keywords help me to determine the meaning of these words, and I can answer text-dependent questions. So those text-dependent questions let you and I both know what you're understanding from the text and to see if you can go back to the text to find the answers to those questions. So don't try to do this from your head. You can always go back to the text, always. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to start by identifying some unknown words. So together we are going to read page 18, and then I'm going to model for you how we identify these words and then how we identify the meaning. So let's go ahead and get into the text. So we are on page 18 today. Make sure that you're all caught up and that you've read to page 18. So I see the heading of this page is called Flying Free. So this says, when the new seeds are fully grown, the scales on a female pine cone open. Now I'm automatically going to stop right there. So the text uses this word scales. And when I think of scales, I think of like a lizard or a snake or something that sometimes has scales on it. So it's really surprising to me that the author is using the word scales for a pine cone. So I'm trying to look at words around this word scales, and I see on. The scale's on. So I know that this is something on a pine cone. And I'm trying to think of how a pine cone looks. I don't really have to think because the author has provided a picture. And I think that a scale might be these little spiky spots on the pine cone. I even see these, this picture, I think these might actually be seeds, but I think a scale are these right here, because it also says the scales open up. And I know that before I found a pine cone that's been closed, so there hasn't really been any scales, and then they open up. So I think a scale is just this piece on a pine cone. I'm going to try to figure out how I could put that into words. So I'm going to put scale. And my meaning includes, I'm going to put on. The picture helped me. Sometimes pictures won't be there to help us. So I'm going to say that a scale is a piece of a pine cone that eventually opens. Okay, let's go ahead and continue to read this page. So it says, in late October, these winged seeds begin falling to the ground. So these must be what the winged seeds are that the author is talking about. The long wind helps the seed float away from the shade of its parent tree. The seed needs plenty of sunlight to grow. And I'm going to go ahead and look at the text box here because we never want to ignore text features. So it says, some female pine cones, such as those found on the jack pine and lodgepole pine trees, need heat to open. Forest fires create enough heat to open these pine cones and allow their seeds to fall out. So I think there's only one word that I was a little bit confused on, and we worked on using those keywords around that word to help us to determine its meaning. We also looked at this picture. So the good thing about this text is that it provides us with plenty of pictures and plenty of text features that we can use to determine the meaning. So today what you're going to do is you are going to read page 20 to 23. So that's only this page and this page. And I see we have a lot of text. And there might be something here that would help you to determine the meaning of these unknown words. So I want you to today try to find those words and be intentional about it that you don't know. So if there's not 3 words, then go ahead and write down the last 3 steps of a pine cone's life cycle. So if there are not 3 words that you do not know, write down the last 3 steps of a pine cone. So I'm going to go ahead and look here. So you do, it's right here. You do. You read page 18 to 23. We already read 18. Identify 3 unknown words or phrases and write down the keywords that you use to help you determine their meaning. Or, I'm going to say or, write down the last 3 steps of a pine tree's life cycle. Okay, so I will have a submission button for this in Etsy. We're going to call it Wednesday from Seed to Pine Tree Written Response. And then you are also going to have a text-dependent questions in something called Wednesday from Seed to Pine Tree Quiz. Okay, please let me know if you have any questions. Always make sure to watch these videos. This is the lesson. This is always going to be the mini lesson for math and for reading and writing. So please make sure you're doing this. Cannot skip past it. Okay, email me, message me with any questions. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.